Hello, everybody, and welcome to another week of Let's Talk. I am your host, author Dre Lett. Thank you for joining me for another fun-filled week of Let's Talk. This is the show where we inform, inspire, and motivate. We get you going, get you going, get you going during this terrible pandemic and beyond. So come on in and have a seat and let's talk. So as you guys know, you can view my shows every week, as you see scrolling there on at the bottom, on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. And it is simply called Let's Talk with author Dre Lett. And on Instagram, it's just Dre Lett as the author. So make sure you watch, share, and tell a friend. Absolutely. So as always, I like to recognize my virtual live audience, as I call them. They always come and watch these shows with me, and I want to give a shout out to all of them. One of them won't be with us because he is a guest actually tonight. Super excited about that. And I see hubby, one of the producers of the show, is always watching from the man cave. And Mommy in Love, she says she's in the cave too. Shout out to them and many, many others that are watching. So many that I cannot go down the line and name, but I appreciate you guys. Come on in the room and check out the show. And for those of you that are too shy to comment or ask questions, I understand. It's all good. Just have some fun and kick back. We're going to have a good time tonight. So first off, I want to tell you my guests that are coming up on the show is comedian, actor Dean Austin. Yes, he will be on with us a little later. He's going to do the hot topics with me. How cool is that, right? And then, of course, we have some special guests. We have six of them, actually. They are the author and co-authors of an amazing book called The Evolution of Skating. I'm so excited to have them on. As you guys know that watch the show, I am a skater, and I am always supportive of skaters, adult roller skating, that is. So we're very passionate about that. We love what we do. And so it's so exciting to see that they wrote a book and that they're going to be on with us here in just a couple of seconds. So I just want you guys to come on in and kick back. One thing I do want to mention to you guys is that if you ever want to be a part of the live studio, well, virtual studio audience, make sure you go to Facebook and look at the Let's Talk page. And there you will see all of the shows, and you can be live and ask questions and partake in everything there with us. So with that being said, I'm going to formally introduce my guests. Like I said, I'm super excited. They are tuning in from all over the United States and different states. Skating is a huge adult thing that we do. We travel to parties to different pre-pandemic to different cities and states, and it's something that we just love to do. So let's go ahead and formally introduce them. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Okay, so my guests are the co-authors of the book, The Evolution of Skating. This book has stories that will take you on a twisting ride into the gritty underground of adult roller skating, introducing event organizers, videographers, DJs, skate critics, rink owners, and more. This book gives the reader a peek into the deep, passionate, and personal world of artistic, vibrant, seldom understood historical pastime called roller skating. Everyone, please welcome to the virtual stage Amira Palmer. She is from Houston, Texas. Rockin' Richard is from the D, Detroit. Absolutely. Buck Wild is coming in from Los Angeles. The skate critic, she is coming from the Bay, Concord, California. Absolutely. We have Chuck Birch from the D as well in Detroit. He's from Detroit. And we have Tony Saylor from the A, Atlanta. Yes. So all those skaters, let me just bring them on into the room. Let's add them in. Here they come. Here they come. Absolutely. Look at those smiling faces.
Hello, everybody.
Hey, welcome to Let's Talk. I'm so excited that you guys are here. You look great. I see Buck Wild's trying to, there he is. I see your face. I see you. I see you. Welcome, you guys. So I have to ask all my guests the question I ask everybody, right? And that is, are you washing your hands, wearing your mask, and standing 6 feet apart?
Oh
Okay,
yeah.
okay. I take that as yes. Awesome, awesome. So again, I'm so glad you guys could join. As I was sharing with everybody, as you know, I'm a skater, and I'm so proud to have you guys come on and talk about the book. So I would like to start with Miss Amara Palmer and ask you, ma'am, what inspired you to write this book? Please share with us.
Okay, it's Amira. And it was just a desire to provide a platform for us as skaters to be heard and for our stories to be told in our own words and for people to understand, this passionate art that we have. And just to give that platform so that everyone can come in and enjoy and invite people and encourage them to come to the wood and join us.
Absolutely. Okay. Now I love it. I love it. Absolutely. So when you say the wood, for those that aren't familiar with it, that's the actual skate floor because the skate floor is made of wood, correct?
It is, but I want to talk about, Mr. Buck, while we do have those skaters who do skate outside, we do have a great community of skaters that are outside skaters. So the concrete as well.
Okay, okay, absolutely. I love it. I love it. Well, thank you for bringing everybody together and writing the book and getting everybody's take on it. That's huge. I commend you for that. Definitely, definitely.
Well,
So
I
let
want to commend them because really
okay.
it's their stories that have inspired me. So their history of the art and their talents is what really inspired me. So I want to thank each and every person who thus far and who in the future will um, contribute to one of the books.
Okay, all right. I love it. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's move on to Mr. Rockin' Richard out of the D, my hometown, Detroit. How are you, sir? You doing good?
Oh, just doing great. Just doing great. How you guys are doing? This is so marvelous that we're finally putting this stuff together. And congrats to Amira and all the people that decided to make this book also possible. I wrote mine too. So this sort of like doubles it up. So now we really got something to go out there for people to really see what's really happening in the skating world. So what we got to do now is just keep it going, keep it solid, and I think we're going to take this all the way, especially because we're
Absolutely.
starting to come out of this pandemic now.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, with that being said, let me ask you this question. I know you've been skating for some years. For those that saw you, he was a guest on my show when we first started the show, actually, and he's
Oh yeah.
been skating since the '70s. So, Richard, where do we go from here with roller skating with all the things in the different generations? What's your thoughts on that, sir?
Well, I think now the fact that we've been over a year now with this COVID going on, and we're starting to get shots. Next week, I have my second shot. My wife, she's had hers, and my mother-in-law, she's had hers, and a few of my guests, they're starting to get theirs too. So skating is starting to open back up now, and it looks like we're going to start getting back into it. But what we've got to do is we got to be careful. We got to take it slow
Mhm.
because we waited this long, so we can't be foolish right now. We've got to be adults and treat it like it's still out there because it's still waiting on us. We
Mhm.
love skating. We love it so much that we would risk our life to do it. That's how much we are into this as far as roller skating is concerned. But we got to be careful and we got to make sure that all the things are just right before we really get back into this because when we do open this back up, it's going to go international so big. I don't know how we're going to handle this, but we're going to have fun trying.
I love it. I love it. And it's so awesome. I commend you as well, sir, for been skating since the '70s, nonstop and still going. You look great.
Love it.
So
Just
that's
turned
huge.
70.
You did. Oh my
Just turned
goodness. Happy
70, yeah.
belated. You look good for your age. And I'm sure you can attribute it to roller skating, right? Staying
Oh, no
healthy.
doubt about it. No doubt about it. Yes, yes, yes. A good wife helps too.
Oh, I gave her a shout out. I know that's right.
No doubt about it.
Absolutely. Well, you definitely have earned the title in my book as the Godfather. So
Thank you so much.
definitely.
I'm
Absolutely.
just amazed that we finally have all of these authors that have all these stories out here, you know, to tell. Because at one time I was sitting around wondering, okay, I got to write this book. And it took me 10 years to write it. And I got as many stories as I could from all the skaters that I could around here, you know. And then when we went out of town, I got, you know, stories from other skaters that I knew. But when Amira said that she was going to write this, she don't know my head hit the ceiling because she just joined me as far as what we're trying to do. And this link, what we're trying to do, and we keep all of the skaters positive and keep going the way we're going. We're going to have so many great things coming out of this. Not only great health, but also great adventures.
Awesome. I love it. I love it. Fantastic. We got to keep it going, right? Keep it going. I love it. I love it. Well, moving on to Mr. Chuck Birch. He hails originally from Detroit as well. Sir, can you hear me? It looks like you muted yourself. Can you hear me?
No, I'm good.
There you go. Hey, it's from Detroit, you guys. Absolutely. So how are you doing today? Now, I believe you live in Texas now, right?
That is correct. I'm in Dallas, Texas.
Dallas, Texas. But you still represent the D, though, right?
Oh, always the D. The D for life.
All right. Now, do you skate Detroit style skating, of course?
I do. I can skate Detroit style, but I picked up everybody else's style. So, you know, I'm the one that opens up the skate rink and sometimes the last one to leave.
Wow. Oh, I love it. I love it. So moving on to you, my question for you is, you know, one thing that some people always wonder is, does the skate world partake in giving back to the community by way of community service? What's your thoughts on that?
Oh, my thoughts are a lot of times people don't know the depth of what the skate world and skaters are doing in the community and out there. And what we do as skaters, we have this thing, I call it skate chatter. And, you know, you talk to people just for a few minutes, sometimes when you're rolling or when you're sitting down, and it's amazing the things that they're into and what they do. And for me personally, you know, I was blessed to go to college, to leave the D and go to college on a scholarship. And so my passion is student scholarships. And what I've been able to do is to turn my passion for skating into a passion for raising money. And so what we use skating parties and skating outings to raise scholarship dollars to send students to college. And now we send students all over the country. I'm a product of an HBCU, so I love my HBCU roots. Matter of fact, I brought roller skating to the school that I went to, which was North Carolina A&T. So I brought my Detroit to Carolina, and then my job moved me to Texas. I'm a CPA. See, I'm an accounting finance guy, but I roll hard by night. And what we do is we raise money for scholarships for kids, and we've given away over $150,000 in scholarships. We raised about $25,000 just in the last year. I'm blessed to give a scholarship to a number of students, but we have a skating party between Christmas and New Year's that actually now is turning into a semi-national event because my skate friends, my skate family come from all over the country to participate in that. And we raise some great money and we give scholarships on the spot. So now students know that they need to come to roll because they might be blessed there. And we've been able to do that, and we've gotten great publicity in doing that. And it really just promotes the skate game and the skate world. And it's all great. And so my friends here, you know, when I see them on occasion, because I travel to the D and I travel to the A, and, you know, the skate critic, she comes out to some of our parties. So now our skate family are the peoples on this panel, and we all go and we support each other. It's a great.
That's fabulous. I love it. I love it. Especially the part where you talked about raising the money and, you know, the younger generation can come to the rink. You might get money on the spot. Oh my goodness. That's huge. Absolutely. Well, big ups to you and to all the skaters. Definitely. Definitely. So we got to get more people to come down to Texas so we can contribute for someone to go to school. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Okay, so let's move on to Mr. Tony Saylor coming in from the A, Atlanta. How are you, Tony?
Hello, everyone. How you doing? I'm Tony Saylor. First, I want to thank Ms. Lett. Thank you for having me on your show. And Amira, thank you for blessing me with this amazing opportunity to be a part of the book. So thank you. And I thank sharing this panel with all you who are on here today.
Oh, well, absolutely. And you guys, the book there on his shoulder is a picture of their actual book. So he got special with that being up there on his shoulder like that. Absolutely. My pleasure. Definitely. So, Tony, I see you in all the videos. My friends that aren't skaters, they'll send me videos. Oh, look at this guy. Do you know him? And you doing your thing. And I'm like, whoa, yeah, I know him. I know him. So everybody is so, hyped up to see you do skating. So tell me, what motivates you to continue to keep skating? Because you've been doing it for quite a while as well, correct?
Right. Well, I'm originally from California, Crenshaw, Crenshaw, Hartford, but I claim Atlanta because my family, all the family is mostly from Georgia on the South. What motivates me to keep skating is, well, there's a lot of things. Well, I've been able to do a lot when it comes to skating. I've been able to do commercials, music videos, TV shows, movies. But my focus, what really kind of like got me to continue to do it, because at first I kind of was like, all right, it wasn't holding me there. What kind of got me to continue to skate is how my influence had a big impact on certain high schools, churches, nursing homes, and several organizations like Hosea Feed the Homeless. I was able to be a part of that. And all I did was, take my crew and I said, hey, let's go here. Hey, let's go here. And just by seeing how it impacted those people, that made me was like, oh, it's nice to see a smile on somebody's face. Mm-hmm. And then not too long ago, I had to leave, but take a hiatus for a minute. But before I left, I was able to get with a certain family that's part of my crew. And I just was teaching the mother, and I started teaching the kids, and I started teaching the father. And it brought their family together. And they just do these things, incredible things on skates. And every time they see me, we just get together and do things. And what ended up happening, there was other families that was watching families do these things on skates. And that's what kept me going, because skating is fun. It's entertaining for me, I try not to get so caught up into the social aspect, but when I start seeing that, like, of course, I love to skate with adults and whatnot, but when I start seeing the impact that it has on families, how they, I come from an area where the kids are normally dropped off at the skate rink, and the mom or the dad leaves and comes back and pick them up. But now I get to see where the family is actually skating with each other. That's a different feeling. I've been to the skate parties. I've done it all. I've skated on concrete, I skated on top of Stone Mountain.
Wow.
I've done a lot. I skated 400 to 600 meters away from the Iran border.
Wow.
So I've been places, but the most amazing thing was to see a family come back to us and say, hey, normally we don't do this. We don't really skate, but because you guys kind of open your hearts out to us, me and my daughter are more close. Mm. That touched me. And so that really motivates me. It's like, hey, the lights, the cameras, that's all good, but look at the impact that it's doing. You want to keep a skating rink open? Build a family.
Wow. That's deep. I love that. You're absolutely right, because the key to it all is the family. And doing that, big ups to you for doing that and showing them how to skate. And wow, I'm just so touched by that. So let me ask you this question. You mentioned that you skated in, I think you said Iran?
I skated, so I was in Iraq.
Iraq.
The bottom of Iraq. I was in. I want to give, because I was on duty.
Oh,
I have a picture of it. But as I was on duty, as you know, we're not friends with Iran. Yeah. So my outpost was near the border, and I can see the other outposts on the other side. So we used to look in our binos, and I wave them, they wave back, even though we're on opposition. So I decided to give them a show. So I got on top of a Hesco, and when my legs was good, and I started to do some little, crazy legs, some spins, a little break
Okay.
dance here and there. And they clapped, they shot a couple rounds off, but that kind of got bad because we did, hey, shooting rounds off. What does that mean? So, but that was back in 2008.
Man,
And
that's amazing to hear that you, even with skating, it was a peaceful type of thing. Oh, that's wonderful. Absolutely. Well, sir,
imagine
thank
what skates can do for you.
well, thank you for your service. That's an amazing story.
No problem.
Definitely, definitely. Okay, so let's move on to Mr. Buck Wow, hailing from Los Angeles, California. How are you, sir? Uh-oh, you must have hit the mute button. It's all that sunny, warm weather in California. That's what's doing it. Oh no, I can't hear him. Okay, Buckwell, I'll come back to you. I'm going to go over to the skate critic. I'll come back to you, sir. Okay, skate critic from the Bay. How are you, Ginger?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. You just smiling. So you got that California good weather too, I imagine, huh?
Sometimes. I'm in Northern California, so we have changes in weather, not like Southern California.
Oh, okay, okay. It's all good. At least it's not snow, right?
No, but I can see snow from my bedroom window.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
Yeah.
So Ginger, my first question I want to ask you is when I saw the title Skate Critic, my husband and I, who's a skater as well, he was like, okay, so does she look at everybody's form or positions or like, so help us understand exactly what is a skate critic in the roller skate world, if you will.
It's funny you say that because sometimes if I'm in the rink and I'm wearing a shirt or my jacket, it says skate critic, people freak out because they think I'm watching their skating. Like, no. So I travel around the world and I do reviews on roller rinks and I post them online so that for a few reasons. So one, so skaters know that there's rinks in their backyard. They may not even know because sometimes I go into a city and then I post a review and somebody will hit me up and they'll say, oh my God, I didn't even know that rink was there. It's 20 minutes from my house. And it's like, yeah, you need to go there and go skating. Other reasons is, to show off how nice a rink is, or maybe to help them to bring it up in certain areas. And then lastly, which is something that I hate to say, is to get that rink. Because when I go in, I'm going in and I'm reviewing the employees, the floor, the DJ, the bathrooms, and the snack bar. And then when I'm done with that, then I go around the rink and I look for what makes this rink different from other rinks. And then I try to capture as much of the historical value of the rink. And so that way, if I walk out the door and God forbid that rink closes or it burns to the ground or whatever happens to it, I still have that. Because there's many, many rinks that have gone down history without even photos or anything. And so we don't want them to be forgotten because, they were a rink, they were thriving, and, there's somebody's history. Because I get phone calls and messages all the time. Hey, do you have a photo of my childhood rink? And, then sometimes I can say, yes, I do have a photo of it. Would you like to see it? Or here's a review of it.
Wow.
Or I can find it for them and then show them,
Oh,
It just
wow.
makes their day, makes them cry and, relive some history. Because I also keep track of all the live rinks in the US and I keep track of all the dead rinks. And so every 2 years I sit down and I call all the live rinks to make sure they're still in business, see how the rink owners are doing, see what's going on. And, this last year for the pandemic, I usually start calling January-ish, every other year, which was 2020. And I started to call in February. I was a little late. And I got all the way to Colorado on March 16th when the pandemic hit and everything shut down. And I went, ooh, maybe I shouldn't be making these phone calls right now because people's hearts were broken. They weren't sure what was going on with their rinks. So I had to put that on the back burner, and I'm waiting for the world to open back up. And then I can sit down and call all 1,200 of our rinks and see who made it, who didn't, what's going on, and, you know, what's new in the skate world for all the rinks.
That's amazing. And you said there's 1,200 right now.
Right now, there's 1,234 rinks in the U.S.
Wow, that's amazing. Well, I
Mhm.
definitely got to get with you because there's a rink that I grew up skating in right there in Vallejo. So I definitely want to get with you because it doesn't
Ooh,
exist anymore. So
I
maybe,
want to talk to you.
yes, we
I
need to
have
talk.
driven by those rinks. One's a Napa Auto Store,
Oh,
and
no.
then the other one, I question the address, so maybe you can help me.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, we need to talk definitely. Well, that is so enlightening to hear you talk about that you actually keep up with the rings from everything to the bathrooms. To me, that's huge, right? Clean
Right?
bathrooms and clean concession stands.
Yep.
Absolutely. So how, you talked about you're going to be getting back and calling them and so forth. So when we get beyond the pandemic, how do we keep them open and thriving and just staying open?
So, of course, you want to visit them to keep them open, but you want to support them. And I don't mean like support them financially per se. I mean mentally, physically, and financially. And there's lots of ways you could do that. So, uh, here in California, our rinks are just starting to open. We have over 50 rinks. There's maybe 7 of them that are open so far.
Wow.
So, they've been closed over a year.
Mm.
So if you have a rink in your neighborhood and you got some time, go down there and beat on the door and go, hey, I got 5 hours of time. What can I do to help you get this rink back together and get it open?
Mhm.
You got nothing to do. You're at home on the pandemic anyway, so go down there and volunteer. I've been painting our rink. I never thought I'd say I painted the wall around the skate floor.
Really?
I'm
Wow.
painting, and I'm waiting for them to say that our rink is, this close to opening. And then I'm going to gather as many friends as I got, and I'm going to go, let's go down the rink. And, you can vacuum, you can dust, you can paint, you can move stuff, whatever, do
Yes.
it. And then when the rink opens and you go in there, because I follow the adult skate circuit, and let's be honest, we're all adult skaters. We don't support the snack bar. We go in there and we skate, and we want our DJ, and we want to move and have a good time, but we don't support the snack bar. And if you break down the entrance fee and you break down the taxes and the licensing and the PG&E bill and the employees, you break all that down, the rink owners don't make nothing off that entrance fee.
Wow.
Nothing.
Wow.
They make their money out of the snack bar, and here's us adult skaters that don't do anything in the snack bar.
No.
So that's their money. So if you're in there, buy the damn pretzel, buy a drink, get a pizza for the kids you left at home when you went skating, take it home. Do whatever you got to do to help them. When I go to an adult skate, sometimes if it's, say it's $16 to get in the door, I give them 20, keep the $4.
Mm.
It's $4, but that's an investment in my rink. And I know that rink will be there later because I'm helping them.
Oh, I love that. I love that whole scenario
Yeah.
you just said. Definitely.
Yeah. And at the end of the night, when you're done skating, pick up those skates off the floor and return it for them so they don't have to pay an employee to go do it. Ask them, hey, can I vacuum for you? What can I do for you to help you get out the door sooner so you're not here till 3, 4, 5 in the morning, and then you got to be back at 9 because the artistic club's coming in for lessons. So help out mentally, physically, drag everybody that skating. I mean, every person that's ever come through my house had to learn to skate. I ran a daycare for 20 years. All my daycare kids could skate.
Wow.
The kids' friends, I'd take them skating. Like recently I went to a birthday party, and the girl's like, you bought my first pair of skates. And I'm looking at her and I'm like, did I? Because I've forgotten, but I've bought so many kids their first pair of skates, even adults, because I know if I buy them for them, they'll keep skating. And then say they go down the wrong road, down down the road, you know, they got those skates and they know, wait, I can go back to skating instead of doing what I'm doing. Mm-hmm. And they always, once you got skating in your blood, you always come back. No matter where you go, you always come back.
That's right. That's so true. You know, that is so true because, you know, I skated all the way up to age 16, stopped skating from 16 to my 40s. And when I met my husband, that's when I picked them back up again. And it was like, it was yesterday. So you're so right. And I love what you're doing. Everything you mentioned in terms of, you know, pick up the skates, give an extra couple bucks, because when these rinks close, we're going, man, you know, that's not fair. But you're absolutely right. We've got to give back. I love it. Absolutely. And I'm sure you guys can hear more about it in the book. As she's as part of the book, and I love it. We got to definitely come together to do our part to keep these rinks open. Absolutely. So, Mr. Buckwild, did you get your mic working? Let me there we go. I think I can hear you. Hold on one sec. Let's see. Did you mute yourself? It's telling me you muted yourself, but let's try one more. Here we go.
Am I here?
Hey, he's there.
Yes, all right.
How are you from Los Angeles? All that sunshine, huh?
It's beautiful. I love it. It never rains in Southern California.
Absolutely. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So here's the question, the one that I really want to ask you. You know, it was mentioned earlier that you skate outside, and I imagine on the boardwalk, down by the beach, and the whole thing. So tell us, what got you first into skating, and what attracted you to it? And how is California unique to skating?
Well, first of all, I've been skating since I was a kid. I used to play hockey in the garages and what have you. So I had a little bit of a skate background. Then I stopped skating for several years. And then I was at Venice Beach actually one day, and I was boogie boarding. And I came around a little spot called the Damson Oil site, which is no longer in Venice. And I heard this music, and all of a sudden I looked over and I saw these people skating. And these weren't just kids putting around. These were adults doing some incredible stuff like sit spins, crazy legs, all the things that you've seen. And they were all dancing on skates. And me being a dancer and loving music all my life, singing in church choirs, all the way up through college, singing and being a signed artist at one time as an artist, I took to it immediately. I was in awe. And once I saw it, I just said to myself, oh my God, I want to do that. Now I had no skates. I had nothing to be able to do it with. I had a camera that day, so I was taking pictures. I'm a photographer as well. I graduated film school. And so I started to talk about it all the way home. And a good friend of mine, Dwayne Pryor, disappears into the room and comes back with a pair of these blue suede, yellow stripe, yellow shoestring, big yellow stopper on the front skate. And he looked at me, he said, try these on. And it was like a match made in heaven. I put the skates on, they fit perfect. And that was all she wrote. I could barely sleep that night.
Wow.
It was something that I really wanted to try because I did love to dance. I loved skating as a kid. And this was all new to me, but I just said to myself, I've got to try this. So I get there. There's this amazing crowd around of people watching the skaters. So it was almost like they were entertainers. And though I'm a little shy, the entertainment portion gave me the opportunity to just go into my own little world and do something that I love. So I put the skates on, I step on the concrete, and I hit the deck. And I mean, I hit the deck hard.
Oh.
And my career could have ended right then and there because I asked myself, I don't know, do I really want to do this? This seems like it could be painful. So I decided, get up and try it again. And I started skating. A little bit of what I had done when I was younger started to come back to me. And at first they didn't really take me under their wing. They looked at me like, who's this, little high yellow kid, running out here. Most of the skaters were, African Americans. And so, but by the end of the day, they saw that I was really trying it. They saw that I was really putting forth some effort and that I was starting to get into it, even though I was really bad. They saw me really getting into it. And so there's several skaters that have been doing it for a long time. There's somebody, we have a movie out called Roller Dreams. I don't know if you've seen it, but Roller Dreams is a movie about the evolution of skating in Venice as well, the history of it. And one of the very first skaters out there was Mad. His name was Mad. And he was a big chiseled, looked like a cobra man that was a teddy bear.
Oh, okay.
And he was the one of the first persons that I saw skating, and I saw something so smooth in him. This guy, he was like floating on skates. And then there was Kyle Johnson and Sean Marsh and Terrell Ferguson and all these other guys that I still am very close friends with today, and I still skate with Terrell Ferguson up to this point. I'll be skating with him tomorrow. We've been doing it now for over 40 years, and I just took to it immediately. Now, I'm not going to lie and say the French benefits of beautiful women out there didn't hurt the situation, because, again, I was shy, and all of a sudden I was getting this attention, and it just all fell into place for me. And so I continued to do it. And after about a year, I started really getting comfortable on it. After about 5 years, I started doing commercials. And by then I had done commercials, music videos. I was in the Gap Band, a Party Train video. I've done Jeanne. I've done all kinds of music videos. And then I started traveling the world doing it. And that's when it really got good to me. I've skated in Turkey, Europe. I've skated in Japan. I've skated in India. I've skated all over the world. And it's really nice when you go someplace, you get all expenses paid, on top of the fact that you get off the plane with more money than you left with. So that's always nice.
Yes, you know? Absolutely.
So I started doing that, and it really got good to me. Now, one of my specialties is choreography. I love to do choreography. I do a lot of hip hop.
Okay.
I do a lot of specialized skating. I can do sit spins, crazy legs, alphas, all of those things as well. And I'm 56 years of age right now, and I can still do all of those things. And that's one of the things that really is attributed to my health. I know that I have stayed healthy because of this. I've been in a lot of trouble here and there. I am no saint. I'm not going to claim to be one. But like the young lady said before, Skate Critic said that one of the things that we always have to come back to is skating. And when I got into trouble and when I started doing things that weren't really healthy for me, my friends were always there to say, hey, Jimmy, where you been? Come back and, you know, heal yourself. And that's what skating started to do for me. It really started to heal me. Now, I'm clean and sober. I've been so for years. I skate on the regular now 4 to 6 days a week. At the age of 56, I do a lot of choreography. You can find me on my Instagram at BuckWildJRich. Again, I want to thank Amira. I want to thank you for giving me this opportunity. This is the second book that I'm in. I'm also in another book. That's this one right here. It's called Is Rolling With You. So there are a lot of avenues that this has opened up for me and giving me the opportunity to really showcase a skill that I acquired. I've done my 10,000 hours. I put in work. I deserve everything that I'm getting. And I think that anybody out there in this form, and anybody that's out there skating, getting commercials, doing some big things, take that credit, run with it, pat yourself on the back, because you're putting in work. You're putting your body at risk for people's entertainment, and you deserve the accolades and the recognition that you're getting for what you are doing. So I really feel like this has been a blessing for me. I feel like everybody that I see, and again, I don't claim to be the best, but I know that I'm good at what I do. And one of the ways that I got good at what I do is by watching other people. I'm always still learning. I'm always looking at the younger generation. I'm always offering my help to them. Like we had talked about earlier, I'm passing this torch gracefully and honorably. I've been considered now a skate legend, and that's something that I never, ever considered myself as to be, but to be put into this category of being a legend has changed my life. To be a #1 Amazon book-selling author has changed the way I look at things. And these are gifts that have been handed to me because I decided to do something, and that was skate. And I never thought I would be blessed with some of the things I've been blessed with. And it all boils down to I just put on some wheels and I went at it.
That's it.
Now I'm here.
I love it.
Started from the bottom. Now I'm
Now you're
here.
here. I know that's right. Absolutely.
And it's all about some love.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So I'm gonna unmute everybody's mic, but wow, that's an amazing story. I commend you as well for the great things that you do and that you continue to do. And that's awesome. You're so
Another
right.
thing, we do have a nonprofit organization that we'd like to raise money for all types of situations. Like I was talking to the critic about the other day, how do we save some of these rinks? How do we make it possible for some of them to stay alive? I know that here in Los Angeles, we just lost a major roller rink. World on Wheels. And so we really need to figure out how we can help keep these things alive. And we have a nonprofit organization at Venice, the Venice Beach Skate Dance Association, where we'll try and start learning how to raise money to help these situations. I know that in Las Vegas, the boxer just bought Crystal Palace. We need to find some people with some big money that don't need to make money off of these rinks, that really just want to keep this whole thing alive, to put some money, where their mouth is.
Oh, awesome. I love it. You're right.
You just lost Northridge yesterday too.
Oh,
yeah, we just lost Skateland. Yeah. It's sad.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
And you guys can tune in to Skate Critic on Facebook. Every couple months I post all the rinks that are for sale in the country. And y'all are welcome to save them, find someone to buy them.
They're coming back.
Well, unmute your mics. Everybody out there watching, if you guys have any questions for them, or if you want to, purchase a rink like Skate Critics talking about, you guys want to do some community service like Chuck has mentioned, and Tony, helping families, and Amira, the things that she's doing, and Buck Wild, if you got some people that are in trouble and need to be, focused and skating, you guys, this is your time to ask them any questions. I'm going to unmute everybody here. Chuck, I think you're still muted, and Tony. So let's take some questions. I'm going to look at the comments here and see what everybody is saying. So somebody in Las Vegas said, "That's right. Give props to your wife, who is your support, Richard." And somebody else in Detroit said, "Yes, D for life." Carla Burney, I'm sure you guys all know her. She gives all the birthday shout outs to all the skaters. She said, "Chuck birthday, there on skates." And Carla also said, "Always uplifting the ATL community." Absolutely. And she said she's definitely going to read the books. Okay, so Tori wanted to ask Ginger, have you ever been to Northland Skating Rink in Detroit?
Of course I have. I went to that rink because the Soul Skate crew was just for sure, their rink was bigger than our rink. So I went and measured it. It's a funny story. So I measured the rink and they're all standing there. And I'm like, I told them the measurements and it was a couple inches shorter. And I said, so it comes in below our rink. Our rink is the fifth largest in the U.S. They're like, no, it's not. You need to remeasure it. So I measured it again. It came out the same measurements. So then I said, sorry. I said, your rink is smaller. I said, the dome on the building makes it appear larger. And so you feel like it's larger, but the physical fact it's smaller. And they're like, you need to measure it again. And I said, here's the measuring wheel. You can measure it yourself because it ain't going to grow.
Oh my goodness. I love it. I love it. That's hilarious. Okay. So we've got Killer B, Brian, one of the major DJs in the skate world. He says it's an honor to hear from Rockin' Richard. He is a legend beyond words now. Wow. So that's
we are all legends.
And then
I just want to say, Chuck, we just started a 30 and over at the Rollercade.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Now get to 40 or 50 and over. You'll still have
I love that rink.
Oh, yes. That's why I be teaching.
Awesome.
Yeah. They call it the basement, right?
That's right.
And Brian also said he heard a lot about Rockin' Richard from Charles Haywood that they played together back in Detroit.
All righty.
Okay. And let's see here. Anybody else they're just going on and on, all these comments. One last one here. This is from my cousin in Las Vegas. She said she skated Crystal Palace in Las Vegas. Yes. Awesome. So you guys, as we close out the show, any parting or your segment, any parting words that you guys want to say? Anything you want
I kind of want to say something. Uh, Anybody that's out there who's listening to this, and anybody who's a skater themselves, please don't hesitate to pass on what it is you do. Don't, when you see somebody struggling, go help them. Don't, because it's really easy to get discouraged in skating. It's, you know, you hit the deck once and you think you really say to yourself, I don't know if I want to do this, or you try a crazy leg and you can't get it, you get discouraged. Go over and help these youngsters. Go over and give them what they need. Because I know that I didn't have that as much when I was younger. A lot of stuff, it took me 2-3 weeks to learn, whereas now I go teach somebody in 20 minutes. So give everybody the opportunity to learn from some of your skills that you've acquired throughout your years.
Absolutely.
No doubt about
absolutely.
it.
Share. Each one teach one.
Yes, yes.
One thing I want everyone to do. One thing I want everyone to do, buy this book. We must buy this book because these 25 stories in this book is telling something that you will never, ever hear again, okay? And the only way you're going to understand it is to get the book and read it. And not only that, Amira put in a barcode where you can scan it and you can see us roller skating.
Oh.
Never been done before. Never been done before. You must get this book because it's going to set some stages that's going to be really good. So go get that as soon as you can.
Definitely.
And I was going to echo what Rock and Richard said. You know, the book itself has, it's so rich in not only the stories, but Amira and in her brilliance has basically extended things with, the soft copy has the barcodes, the hard copy is going to have colored pictures. And again, that allows you to connect with us, actually directly with us. Right. So, and we want you to connect with us because each one of us has experiences. Each one of us has skills. Yeah, we're skaters. That's the commonality. But, just like it was like Buckwild said, hey, we're willing to help. We want to pass this thing on and pass this thing down. And you never know what people do till you talk to them. So sometimes you got to talk to people while you're in your zone. And I understand skating is a getaway. It's a zone buster, but you got to reach out and pick up somebody and help people along the way. And, us being OGs kind of in the skate world, we're looked upon. And so we got to make sure that that's passed on so that other people can do the thing. And that's what's going to keep skating going. That's going to keep our rinks open. That's going to pass this thing on to the next generation. Hey, use it for a greater good. Go make some money. Go spend some money. Go help somebody else. And you'll save a life.
I love it. I love it. Amira, any closing words you'd like to add, ma'am?
Yes, I want to thank all of our authors, our co-authors in this volume and the volumes to come. I applaud you. I honor you. I hope I represent you in the way that you want to be represented. I want your stories to be told and recorded. We're looking to put these in museums, in schools, and in different locations so that our history is recorded, not just today, but forever. So I thank you again. I can't thank you enough because the world is learning and being encouraged and inspired by your stories because someone is looking at your story and you are inspiring them or guiding them where they may not have that guidance before. So I thank you. And I thank you for trusting me because you didn't have to, but I thank you so much for trusting me and know that there'll be several other volumes. So look out for more stories. The book will also be in an audio version and it will be read by our very own Mother Nizam. So if you're riding down the freeway to your next skate party and you don't have time to read it, you can listen to it. So watch out for that. And I thank all of you for joining us this evening and always.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, thank you all for coming on Let's Talk. I appreciate you guys coming on. I know there's more authors, so we're definitely going to have a part 2. So thank you so much for coming on and sharing your stories. And as a fellow skater, I am just moved by all of your stories. So thank you once again for coming on. You guys are welcome here anytime. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh my goodness, that was awesome. So that was amazing. I mean, they were phenomenal, and I thought they did such a great job. And just to hear their stories about skating, and how it kept them out of trouble, and how it kept them focused. And as you heard the one story from Tony, where he skated and saw the soldiers in Iran and waved and performed for them, and that's huge. So that's awesome. Skating is doing some amazing things. So thank them guys for coming on here. So I'm trying to gear everything up for my next guest as we get ready to have him on. I'm super excited, you guys. So let me just do this real quick, you guys. Cue him up and introduce him formally. He's been on Let's Talk before, and you guys are gonna love him as I do. So my next guest tonight is comedian actor Dean Austin. He has been on hit television shows such as Showtime's show Shameless. I love that show. I die laughing. It's serious too, but it's a good show. He's also been on TNT Southland and on Showtime at the Apollo. He's originally from the Bay Area of California, but resides in Los Angeles, California. Everybody, please welcome Dean Austin to the virtual stage. Yes. Hey, how are you?
What's up? How you doing? How you doing?
I'm doing good. Now, I got to ask you, right? Are you washing your hands, wearing your mask, and standing 6 feet apart?
You know what? I don't even use my hands. I use my feet. Look. If you use your feet, you don't have to wash your hands. Think about it. Use your feet. Everywhere you go, use your foot. I take my shoe off. I eat with it. I clean with it. I do everything with my foot. My left foot. I'm left-footed. Left-footed. I'm left-footed. Just like left hand, I'm left-footed.
Well, everybody, they always look for the hot topic. So I told them early in the show that you were going to help me do the hot topic.
Okay, all right. Let's have some fun with some hot topics. Okay. You know what? Because you keep it hot. You make it hot. So.
Oh, well, thank you, sir. Thank you. Okay, so here's the hot topic. The real hot that everybody talking about.
All right.
Kirk Franklin cussing his son out. Oh.
Look, let me tell you something. Kirk was just being Kirk. That's what he do. It ain't nothing new. He just got caught. He had a son that's undercover. He got an undercover son that's gonna record him. That's bad when you got an undercover son. He need an undercover butt whooping is what he need. You know that, right? Because look, all pastors, preachers, all the singers, they all curse. You just don't, even sometimes they slip up in a sermon. You hear, I want to tell you, God will be here for you when the devil walks across the street. He comes to your face, and I'm gonna tell you that mother father. Did you say mother father? No, I think you said something else. No, you didn't hear what you said. They all slip up. But the only thing about it, I would have loved to hear the tape of him whooping them like we got whooped back in the day. Remember how we got whooped in the back in the day?
Yes.
There was the cursing, there was the explaining, there was the talking, and there was a beating, but the arm was going at the same time. It's bad enough to get whooped, but to get a lecture while whooping, that's bad. That's bad. So he lucky. If he was my son, I'd have beat him, and then I would have recorded him, and I'd have put it out there. I'd have been like, you know what? This is what I did to my son. I killed him, but he got a sleepy eye right now, but he good. He'd be like, I'll never do that again, Daddy. I'll never do that. I never. That's right, you won't.
But what's so crazy about it is, I'm sure he takes care of his son, right? He's 33 years old, but I'm sure he give him money. So I'm thinking, you idiot. If you're doing this, you messing up his money, which messed up your money. Like, are you
right? He gonna write a new song. This is why I swing. The song That's Why I Sing is This Why I Swing is what it's gonna be called next. Get that? Look, I don't play that. Disrespect is what I do not play in a kid. Now he grown.
Yes.
But a kid, look, I whoop kids in the store I don't even know.
Ooh.
Oh man, I disciplined a kid, and then when the mama come, he fell down. He fell down.
He fell
down. I don't know what happened to him. I don't know what happened, but he fell down. That's all I know. He tripped over that. He tripped over that right there. Yeah. There was nothing there, but he tripped over it.
He tripped over it.
He tripped over nothing.
As a parent, and I have adult children, there's times when they can push you there though. Even the little ones. Oh, I mean,
of course.
Nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect. So he gets my support. I totally get it. I mean, hey.
My daughter is grown. She's a lawyer. She's big time grown. She's doing her thing, right?
Okay.
But I remember when I first I did the Comedy Store. I was doing a Comedy Store here in LA. And she did some. Okay, the story is, I woke up one morning and I told her like a couple of days ago. I said, whatever you do, we can have an open conversation. Never lie to me. That's the only thing I ask for you. Mm-hmm. She said, okay. But the morning I woke up, I saw some cookies on the counter and they were open. Oh. And I knew you're not supposed to eat cookies for breakfast.
Right.
She was eating cookies, and I was like, "Hey, did you eat those cookies?" She's like, "This, crumbs coming all down." She had crumbs all on her shirt. I was like, "Oh, this is bad." And I gave her three shots, 3. Each time she lied. I said, "You know what? You know you're getting a whooping, right?" And I didn't whoop her right then and there, but I went to go do the show at the comedy club, and I came back that night. It was late. It was like 1 o'clock in the morning.
You woke her up.
Yeah, my father used to do that. My father would be, hey, you be like, man, you think you're dreaming, but it's a belt buckle hitting you on the side of your head. Yeah. Like, what kind of dream is this? I mean, you ever had a dream that was so real that you woke up and like, oh, it's just a dream, right?
Right.
When you really getting hit, you wake up, it just keep going. And you want to go back to sleep, but you can't because your butt is on fire. Ooh. So I whooped her, and I told her something that my parents used to say to me. My father used to say to me, this is going to hurt me more than it hurts you. But I never understood that until you have a child.
Yeah,
you don't want to conflict pain on a child, on your child.
Right.
Definitely. Right. And I felt it, but I'm smart. I whooped her, but then I had a conversation with her afterwards. Okay. She had snot bubble coming down, and tear. I said, look, baby girl, look. This is why I did it, so don't do it again. And she said, okay. And one time, I never had to do it again.
Wow.
We've always had an open conversation, and she's always been straight up with me.
That's awesome.
But it was the hardest thing to do. And I had a belt.
Ooh.
Old school.
I
didn't do like my father, though.
Really? I couldn't imagine you whooping nobody. You don't even look like you got a mean streak in your body.
I don't, but what's right is right, what's wrong is wrong, And you have to teach your children that so they know, because when they get in the real world, people don't love them like you love them.
That's so
it's very important. So it's very important for them to know, so they won't become a statistic, a victim, get locked up, be a number in the incarcerated.
I heard a police officer said one time to this woman who had problems with her son, he said, "You know what? If you don't get him straight, we will in the jail." And I'm
yeah.
That's deep.
And in jail is a different type of straight.
Ooh, that's deep. Yeah.
That's deep. Yeah, I'll be like, look, you don't want to deal with that.
You do not. So what's up with Kanye West? He's worth $6.6 billion now. But look, not for long with Kim Kardashian filing for divorce. She gonna take it all.
Kanye is so funny because it's not like Kanye even thinks about money, or I don't even feel he went into rap for money, but he's like that strange uncle that comes to the barbecue that nobody want to see. You know that, right? It's like, is that Ye? I can't believe Ye here. You know he broke up with that light skinned girl. She white. Oh yeah, same thing. you know they're gonna be broke. Because he don't. When it comes to me, it's like, I don't know if he'd miss it if half his money was gone. Oh. I think he'll only miss something that has to do with what he thinks is more important, and it's not material. It's definitely not material. So money wouldn't phase him. But I didn't know he was 6. Is it billion or million?
6.6 billion. When he have to go back to the south side of Chicago, I bet he wake up.
Look, she could take half of 6.6 billion. You can have 3 billion. You all right?
She got 4 kids too, so she taking it.
She can milk it. She can milk it.
Oh my God.
She can do $1 billion a kid.
That's yeah.
I need $4 billion.
Yeah.
I gotta feed.
That's it. And you know what? It's funny because when he married, everybody was like, "You big dummy! Don't you know?"
Yeah. Look at Dre's wife.
Oh,
you know, Dr. Dre's wife said she needed. I think it was $4 million for social media.
I know.
I'm like, social media? What kind of TikTok you got? She has half the TikTok in her house.
4 million.
Yeah, for social. I'm like, wow. You need $1 million for your hair.
These guys gotta look at these women. I'm sorry, they gotta vet them a little bit better before they marry them. They just,
of course.
My goodness.
Now,
goodness.
Kanye and Kardashian, Kim, I don't know if they had a prenuptial, but that would have been the wise thing to do because both of them came into the relationship with money. Mm-hmm. Now, if one is broke and the other one has money, they usually definitely always say, you know what? I need to holler at you for a second. No, go ahead, finish your mac and cheese. I need to holler at you for a second. But what is it? What is it? Hey, you know this macaroni and cheese you have this is top notch. This ain't even Whole Foods. I need to tell you, you might not be eating this in the next year or so. So sign this prenup. You got to break it down in the beginning.
Mm-hmm, absolutely.
But to rich people, they have to do the same thing. They have to watch their back. Mm-hmm. But when there's kids involved, then that messes everything up.
I know, right?
Because it's 4 kids in the middle of it all.
She gonna put something like our little babies used to wear Gucci shoes. So they're
gonna be wearing Kenny shoes. 4 kids. They're gonna wear the shoes with the little balls and the lights and the skates. They're gonna slide up, mama.
Oh no, Kanye. Oh man.
Oh no, yeah, his situation is pretty bad. I heard he moved like somewhere like Wisconsin, Wyoming or somewhere.
I don't even. I mean, you know, no shade on those people that live out there because they probably watch the show. But I'm just saying.
Yeah. But I mean, the reason I said that is because he's so Hollywood. How do you fit in?
Right, exactly.
That's why I thought about it. I'm like, why choose Wyoming?
Right. And do they even have black barbers to line them up or anything else?
Nah, they don't. They don't. He'd be in the pasture. They just put a bowl on his head and cut around like old school. He do it himself. You got to keep the line straight. Put a mirror up. You look good right there. He look like Kanye Spanky. He speaks Spanky.
Hey, y'all in Wyoming, don't get me now. I
love Wyoming. Look, I've done many shows in Wyoming. I love it. But Kanye, look, Wyoming, I'm going to tell you right now. I'm looking into the camera. Kanye is not for you.
Right.
He ain't. You're going to look, he going to try to run for mayor, councilman or something. And you're going to be like, why do we got this? Because he's going to be like that uncle walking the barbecue. I can't believe. Yay again.
Oh my God.
So Lord, you got to be careful.
Oh my God. And what about Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion, Candace Owens talking about liberals or all? What do you think about that video on the Grammys or the?
Now, when you told me that, I didn't watch it until you sent me the actual link. And I saw it and I was like, it's like a strip club. It was like they were getting it in. I'm like, right. It didn't register that there are people actually watching this in suits and nice clothes, chilling, watching them pop. What's the WAP song? Is that the one they did?
I think so, yeah. And then they was gyrating each other. And what about the kids that are watching the Grammys?
Like, I know that's not right. That's not right. But I will say this: that Candace, if you look closely at Candace Owens, she looks like Cardi B. Look, go back and look at it, cuz go back and look at it. You can't complain when she looked just like the culprit. And you know she's a conservative. She's on Fox. Whatever she's doing, she's very conservative. So most people like that, like her, got everything in their house. The same verse.
Yep.
You walk in there, you see a baby swing. You got a baby. It's a big baby.
Whips.
Chains, gag, the whole 9. Spikes. You're like, she come out. I'm going to go in a room for a second. I'll be right back. You're like, oh man, what happened to you? I'm not with Fox anymore. Oh man, no, this is.
She want to play the conservative and all that.
Yeah. Don't look when her junk come out. I'm ready for that.
Ooh,
I'm ready
they're suing each other now. Cardi B and Candace are suing each other now because they're
suing. I thought you said something else.
Oh,
really? Now I really got to go look because I didn't know that was going on. That's a love affair in the making. I cannot believe. Oh, they're suing each other.
Yes, they got into a Twitter fight, and so now they're suing each other. I'm like, come on.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh, I don't know what.
Glad you said suing. Okay, good.
You thought I was?
I was like, cuz, what you talking?
But you wouldn't be shocked though, right?
I wouldn't be shocked. Look, nothing surprises me now during the pandemic. Right? Nothing. Right. Anything can happen.
Anything. Oh, the Grammys, I just could not believe it. They got on a big gigantic bed, and some people like, I don't see nothing wrong with it. But
come on.
Look, if that's your thing, I get it. But kids were watching. You know what I'm saying? That's family hour. Like, ooh, I don't know.
You don't do that, and that's prime time.
Yeah,
it's not like it was like 12:45,
right?
AM. It wasn't like when one of those late night shows come on,
right?
Talk shows.
Cable like that your mama lock you out the cable channel,
right? Right. Back in the day, your TV would go off at a certain time.
Yes. And
that's all you hear.
Bars.
Right. See you tomorrow.
Like that.
You get up, you're like, I want more TV. Ain't no more TV. Go to bed.
No.
Ain't no more. I'm gonna tell you, this is funny. I'm gonna tell you, remember my brothers and I used to do this. When the TV would get scrambled, because at late night, all the good stuff come on.
Yeah.
So we watching TV like this. Now we like 10 years old. We get caught. Hey, you go to your room. I was making sure the TV was working. That's crazy.
You got me sweating and crying. Oh my God, because you're hilarious. I don't know what this world is coming to. So I'm gonna end this with the question, and you and I talked offline about this. So you got to share your thoughts on the vaccination. I know I asked you before, but look, I get my to a zombie yet.
No, you haven't, but I give my standard answer. This is my standard answer when somebody asks me. I got one now.
Okay.
You ever seen a monkey riding a giraffe?
What the heck?
Right there. There you go. See? That's my answer. I don't even have to go in detail. I just say that and everybody go, okay, you crazy. You must know yay. You must know yay.
Well, y'all listen, I'm gonna make sure my cousin get the vaccination. I'm gonna have to time up so they can get it. I'm gonna make sure because we gotta come on the cruise ships.
I love you too.
Movies, we gotta come around. Yeah,
all that. We gonna link for sure. Don't worry, I got you.
Yes, definitely come to the lab. Absolutely. Oh my gosh, I knew I could depend on you to come on and talk about hot topics and make me laugh. You gotta come back more often.
I know. I'm working out a lot, so I'm staying busy. It's funny. People say, "What do you do? Work out and stay in. Work out, stay in." So I got my routine. But I focus on my comedy, which is beautiful, where I get to write and just focus on my career.
Yeah.
But other than that, that's what I do. But yeah, I would love to come on more. There's some other stuff popping that I want to talk to you about, but I won't talk about it now. But yeah.
Okay. Yeah, definitely. Well, I appreciate you so much. You just
keep
laughing. Everybody, I'm looking at the comments. They got laughy emojis and so forth. Oh, Rockin' Richard Houston. He was a guest on the show. Now he's watching you. He said, when you coming to Detroit? So
hey. Look, Rockin' Richard Houston, I was supposed to be in Detroit performing last year, but the pandemic hit March of last year, and the pandemic hit March, and I missed it. I have one of my good friends, fellow comedians named, since you're out there, you got to see his name is Brian McCree.
Okay.
And he's in Flint, Michigan, brother. Cool brother. Very funny. Good friend of mine. Go support him and see him until I get there, and add him on Facebook and Instagram. Tell him I said what's up, but I'll come back. I'll be back.
Yeah, I know that's right. Well, because you stay safe and wear your mask, wash your hands, and stay 6 feet apart.
Thank you. Like I said, feet only. Feet only. I'm good.
Absolutely.
You know.
Well, we'll link up so you can come back. Love you.
Love
Stay
you too.
safe.
Thank you so much. All right.
Okay, thank you.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
bye-bye.
Oh my goodness, he is hilarious, you guys. Oh, comedian actor Dean Austin. I can't wait for this pandemic to clear up so we can see him in more movies and stand-up comic stuff. So you guys look out for him. Definitely, definitely. So you guys, as we close out the show, we had a great show. I'm so excited and still on a high, if you will, from the skaters, the great things that they're doing from community service and keeping kids, focus and performing, and oh my gosh, they're doing wonderful, wonderful things. And like skate critics said, you guys make sure you support the skating rinks. If you're not a skater and you take your kids every so often, pre or post pandemic, just make sure you help keep the rinks open, because it is a good thing. Definitely, I know firsthand. So, and also to my cousin Dean, thank you for coming on and helping me do the hot topics. You are welcome here anytime. And I want to give a shout out to my virtual audience. Thank you guys for always rocking with me, as they would say, and watching the shows with me. So here's a positive thought I want to leave you guys with. I saw this on the internet. It was on a Facebook page I saw, and it was no author, otherwise I'd give them credit, but I love this. It says, happiness is the new rich, kindness is the new cool, and health is the new wealth. Inner peace is the new success. I love that. So during the pandemic, whether you had money or you was popular, whatever, we're all in this together. So I'll say it again because it just really hits home. Happiness is the new rich. Kindness is the new cool. And health is the new wealth. No matter how much money you got, if you don't have good health, it means nothing. And inner peace is the new success. You could be successful, but oh my goodness, it's nothing like having peace. So as I tell you guys every week, do one good thing for one person each day, and you can affect 365 lives. So you guys make sure you stay safe out there. Make sure you wash your hands, you wear your mask. And as I always say, stay 6 feet apart. And if nobody told you that they love you, just know that I love you. And with that, I'll see you next week, and I'm out.